checking the forecast, things looking crazy. A storm on the horizon, the pressure is low. Gotta get moving, put on a show. The news is all buzzing, state of alert, but we've got a plan, we're ready to work. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. See a little fire or a rising flood, we're a well-oiled machine, we're running in the mud. From the city hall meetings to the rescue teams, turning worst case scenarios into hopeful dreams. We're training the people, stocking the gear, we're the team you can count on when trouble is near. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. It's more than a job, it's a calling, you see. Prepared for the present and what's yet to be. Every second counts, we're ready to react for our communities.
We're making an impact.
Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. Yeah, we're picking you up, we're ready to go. EMA, let's get this show on the road.
Let's do it too, guys. Let's kick this can to the side of the road and over it. Let's get this show on the air. We've done it. We're live on the air with you guys. On the air Monday through Friday between 4 and 6 p.m. during the week. And anytime when there's a big emergency anywhere around the globe, we're on there to talk about it as soon as the information becomes available. Guys, we have a lot to talk about tonight. Primarily, we're going to talk about some earthquakes. We're also going to talk about the weather for the weekend. Yes, we have some weather on the weekend coming. Look out. It's going to be a big one all throughout the East Coast of the United States, literally. From northern Florida all the way up the East Coast, guys. It's going to be a scorcher, and we're also going to get some very scattered thunderstorms all weekend long, starting with tonight, with a possibility of tornadoes on the East Coast. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Guys, we have had a big earthquake. We have had a big earthquake on the southern coast of Mexico. Let me bring up that earthquake map right now. Okay? Want to show you to you because this is important. This is very, very important to understand what's happening. Okay? Right here. Okay? I'm going to take down our EMA banner. I'm going to take down our webcam so I can explain to you what happened here. Okay? Number one, this was at least a 7.4 earthquake. This could have been as much as and it's 7.8. The USGS has downgraded this from a 7.4 to a 7.3 earthquake. They've downgraded from a 7.4 to a 7.3 earthquake. However, this probably was at least a 7.5 to a 7.6, and I'm going to tell you this, it may have been as high as a 7.8 earthquake. Very, very major earthquake. Very, very major earthquake. Now, guys, as you can see on the map here, we're showing this to be over here in southern Mexico, just north and south of the border area of Guatemala. Now, guys, we have had felt reports throughout Central America and throughout southern Mexico as well. We've had reports coming as far south as El Salvador and Costa Rica. Reports coming from as far south as El Salvador and Costa Rica. Most of those reports have been in Spanish. A handful have been in English. They've all reported major damage. They've also all reported very, very dangerous shaking. Heavy, dangerous shaking is what they said. Heavy, dangerous shaking. Long duration shaking as well. Okay, this was a big one. This was a big earthquake. Now, let's zoom in here. I want to show you what has happened here. Okay. Again, this is important. I want everybody to realize what has happened here. Look at the number of aftershocks that we've had here. Look at the number of aftershocks. The aftershocks have been as numerous as down at 4.37 level. This is a 5.0. This is a 4.9, 5.0. This is a 4.4 moderate earthquake. 4.4 moderate earthquake. However, we've had a total of 7 5.0 to 6.0 earthquake aftershocks. 7 5.0 to 6.0 aftershocks out here. This occurred off the coast of southern Mexico. Off the coast of southern Mexico. 86 kilometers west-southwest of Puerto Madero, Mexico. Okay? Off the coast of Mexico. Look where this earthquake is at. Look where this earthquake is at. Over here at the junction of the Cocos Plate and the Pacific Plate, and also, guys, also the North American Plate to the north. The North American Plate, the Pacific Plate, the Cocos Plate, and even further south over here to South America, the Nazca Plate. NAZCO Plate, Nazca. Down here in Central America, we have the Cocos Plate here. Going up here to the north, we have the Pacific Plate. We also have the San Andreas Fault. The San Andreas Fault runs all the way down here to southern Mexico. We also have the Pacific Plate that is subduction here. That's one of the biggest reasons this earthquake happened. This is a subduction earthquake. A major subduction earthquake. 7.3 to a 7.5, maybe a 7.6 major earthquake here. Okay, a big deal. This is huge, guys. This is huge. Yes, there's some damage over on the coastline. Okay, there is some damage over here on the coastline. 7.4 earthquake here, at least. Okay, this was only 18.6 kilometers deep. Shallow quake. Shallow quakes cause more damage than deep earthquakes. This is a shallow earthquake. Okay? There's going to be damage here in southern Mexico. We do not have any documented damage as of yet. This happened at about 9:36 this morning, Eastern Time, here in the United States. This is a big deal, guys. People got woken up here in southern Mexico. They got woken up. Again, I don't want to have to remind you of this, but I'm going to say it anyway. These people are not very rich people at all. Yes, they're richer people. They're more affluent people in the bigger cities of Mexico and down Guatemala City as well. And by the way, we have some felt reports out of Guatemala City saying this is a big earthquake. Long and dangerous lasting earthquake. Sharp, long-lasting earthquake. Okay? Bigger cities have more affluent people. Their buildings swayed all over the place. Yes, we've had reports of swaying and great shaking in the buildings. Okay, some buildings have been damaged here. Homes and businesses have also been damaged in this area, all throughout the area, guys. And yet, guess what's happened? People go on. People go on. Now, we don't have any reports specifically of fatalities or even injuries as of yet. Let me check that one more time here. Okay, hang on there just a second. Okay. The quake again struck near the Mexico City of Puerto Madero. It was a shallow depth of just over 13 kilometers deep. Following the tremor here, guys, following the 7.4 to 7.6 earthquake, there was a tsunami advisory issued, a tsunami advisory. Okay, that tsunami advisory was lifted, completely lifted. There was no tsunami at all. The governor of the southern Mexican state of Oaxaca has urged residents to remain calm. The earthquake was felt with moderate intensity, but no significant damage has been reported. No significant damage has been reported. Okay, that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Now, given that information, let me take down this earthquake map temporarily. We're going to go back to it in just a few minutes. Okay, to take that down, I want to show you the strength of this earthquake. I'm going to show you helioplots now. This particular helioplot came from Panama. Look what we're seeing here. See these long, dangerous primary waves here in blue? The primary waves here are in the darker blue color here. Okay, this was a big quake, a major quake. No, it's not blacked out. It's not that kind of quake, but it was a 7.4 to 7.6 quake, absolutely. USGS again downgraded this to 7.3. This was seen from Panama. That helioplot is from Panama. Now, let's go over to another place on the opposite side of the globe. Let's go over to Black Forest Observatory in Germany. Look what we see here, guys. This is a bit different, isn't it? Over here on the right side, about a third of the way across the helioplot, we see some black long lines here, the primary wave again. The strongest shaking happened about 7 to 8 minutes after the earthquake started hitting. The strongest primary waves happened about 7 to 8 minutes after the earthquake started going, after the earthquake started shaking here. Then you see those long primary waves, they continued. They absolutely continued, guys. Then we had the other moderate waves, and then we had minor seismic waves after that. Okay, let's go another place here. Okay, let's go across the Pacific Basin to Hokkaido, Japan. Hokkaido, Japan. Look what we're seeing here. The same kind of story here. This is also, again, thousands of miles across the Pacific Ocean here. We're still seeing the same kind of thing, but this is from a significant different distance from Hokkaido, Japan. Let's go over to Scotland, again, on the opposite side of the world going north. Again, look at what happened with their recording here. The significant primary wave hit here, showed here in this helioplot, as being several minutes after the primary earthquake hit. Look at that. Those black lines show seismic wave after seismic wave hitting together, back to back. Again, there were jolts, long, significant, dangerous jolts felt by a multitude of people. The European agency said there were 53 people that reported this earthquake to the European agency. USGS said there's 253 people that reported to the US agency, meaning over 300 people felt this earthquake. Over 300 people felt this earthquake worldwide. Okay? No worldwide they did feel, but they reported from across the world, from around the world. That's from Scotland. Let's again go over to the Indian Ocean. This time from the British Isle of Diego Garcia in the northern part of the Indian Ocean. Again, look what we're seeing here. Again, you see the black thick lines here, the primary wave being generated several minutes after the original earthquake hit, and then the primary wave continuing here. Then towards to the right side of the seismogram, the prime waves are continuing, but this time they're lighter. They're lighter. The primary waves are dissipating at this point in time. That was a long butt-head quake. This was a long butt-headed quake, guys. This was a big deal. Again, this is a subduction earthquake. This is very much a subduction earthquake. Now, given that information, let me show you the felt reports from this earthquake here. Okay. As I said, the USGS said we had 253, 258 reports from the USGS. 258 reports from the USGS. Okay. Like I said, there are a lot more people who felt it, but they didn't report it because they aren't privy to the USGS site. They're in Mexico. Most of those people don't probably even have telephones. If they do, they don't have smartphones. They live out in the country where they have no cell phone towers or anything else. That's why I don't believe we have many field reports from this area. Okay, now given that information there, let me show you some specific seismic energy information. Let me give you some specific information here, guys. Again, I believe this is very important to understand. Okay. Okay. As I've told you before, I try to give you all the information you need to know how big and how strong an earthquake was. I try to always do that. Okay. What happened here? Let's take a look at what happened actually here. Okay. And pull this down. Okay. This earthquake was reported as a 7.4 earthquake. As I said before, it was downgraded to a 7.3 earthquake. 58 kilometers, about 25, 30 miles west-southwest of Puerto Madero, Mexico, off the coast. This was a subduction earthquake. The Pacific plate was subducting underneath the Cocos Plate in this region. The North American and the Cocos Plate in this region. Let's show you some information. Look at this, guys. Here's what they said it was, a 7.3 earthquake. 157 stations reporting. No station details contributed. That's because they don't want you to see exactly what happened. They're trying to hide it. Another 4.3 earthquake hit down there off of southern Mexico 23 minutes ago, just now. Just came in. Okay. Next, USGS tried to get away with reporting this as a 6.5 earthquake. 6.5, very strong earthquake, with 937 stations reporting. This was not a 6.5 anything. Next, you see a 7.2 earthquake being reported here. This is not a 7.2 earthquake either. By their own admission, they reported this as a 7.3 downgraded from a 7.4. Here we have 379 stations contributing information, 379 seismographs reporting information. I'm going to show you some of the seismograph information we have for you, and you can make your own decision how strong this earthquake really was. First off, 7.29, 7.29, 6.78, 7.72, guys. 7.72. This leads everybody to understand this is a much stronger earthquake. 7.38, 7.43, 7.39, 7.38, 7.06, 7.37, 6.96, 7.45, 6.19, 7.15, 7.37, 7.41, 6.77, 7.44, 7.30, 7.09, 7.68, guys. 7.68 here. 6.95, 7.49, 6.71, 7.68, 7.39, 7.04, 6.75, 7.65, 7.29, 7.12, 6.99, 7.45, 6.59, 7.49, 7.14, 7.03, 7.16, 7.52, 7.09, 7.45, 6.95, 7.01, 7.0, 6.83, 7.24, 7.24, 6.98, 7.01, 7.52, 7.80, guys. 7.80, 7.18, 6.92, 6.81, 7.3, actually 7.38, almost a 7.4 there. 7.01, 7.13, 7.07, 7.0, 7.39, 7.48, 7.45, 7.755, 7.47, 7.49, 7.21, 7.23, 6.99, 7.04, 7.15, 7.31, 7.08, 7.32, 7.55, 7.01, 7.17, 7.39, 7.52, 7.37, 7.19, 7.49, 6.43, 7.74, guys, 7.09, 6.4, 7.26, 7.69, 7.13, 7.55, 7.04, 7.26, 7.16, 7.09, 6.28, 7.14, 6.85, 7.05, 7.60, 6.31, 7.11, 7.41, 6.85, 7.26, 7.30, 6.94, 7.18, 6.73, 6.99, 6.73, 6.52, 7.12, 6.86, 7.04, 7.39, 7.38, 7.51, 7.26, 5.92, 7.27, 7.03, 6.76, 7.09, 7.06, 6.94, 7.02, 7.33, 7.56, 7.57, 7.47, 7.48, 7.19, 7.2, 6.87, 7.15, 6.77, 7.39, 7.0, 7.0, 7.10, 7.17, 7.25, 7.09, 7.12, 6.92, 7.33, 6.3, 7.2, 7.11, 7.1, 7.24, 6.83, 6.98, 7.54, 6.90, 7.07, 7.12, 7.07, 7.29, 6.54, that's a big deal, 7.54, 6.99, 6.51, 7.3, 7.26, 6.91, 7.03, 7.18, 6.77, 6.99, 7.11, 6.92, 6.98, 6.24, 7.12, 7.1, 6.96, 7.42, 6.96 again, 7.18, 7.22, 7.03, 7.27, 7.44, 7.34, 7.66, 7.01, 7.04, 7.13, 7.0, 7.08, 7.01, 7.1, 6.53, 7.7, 7.36, 7.84 again, 7.05, 6.71, 7.4, and a 7.45. This definitely was over a 7.4 earthquake, guys. Yes, there are some 7.1s, there's some 7.3s, there's some 7.4s, but there's also a significant number of seismographs reporting upwards of 7.8 in magnitude. There were several seismographs reporting over 7.8 in magnitude. That's huge. That's huge, guys. This was a big earthquake. Now, given that information, let's show you the tsunami advisory here. 4 different tsunami advisories were issued. This is tsunami advisory number 4. This message is issued for information only in support of UNESCO IOC Pacific Tsunami Warning and Mitigation System. It's meant for national authorities in each country of that nation, that system. National authorities will determine the appropriate level of alert for each country and may issue additional or more refined information. Notice. The tsunami forecast is unchanged in this message. Unchanged in this message, guys. This is also important. Unchanged in this message. Preliminary earthquake magnitudes in this case, guys. In this particular case, they're rating this as at least 7.3 earthquake. Origination time is 1449 UTC with today's date. Okay? 9:39 a.m. this morning Eastern Time. Coordinates at 14.4 north, 93.0 west. Depth of 10 kilometers, 6.8 miles deep. Okay? Near the coast of Chiapas, Mexico. Chiapas is a province of Mexico in the southern region. Okay? Now, let's look at what they evaluated this as. An earthquake with a preliminary magnitude of 7.3 occurred near the coast of Chiapas, Mexico at 1449 UTC, Friday, July 17th. Based on all available data. Again, this is tsunami advisory number 4, unchanged from the previous one. The tsunami threat from this earthquake has now passed. The tsunami threat from this earthquake has now passed. There is no longer a tsunami threat from this earthquake. The tsunami threat from this earthquake is past. Okay? There is no tsunami threat at all. Recommended actions, and I want to reinforce this. Remain observant. Anywhere near the coastal areas of an earthquake of this magnitude, you need to remain observant and exercise normal caution near the ocean. Exercise normal caution near the ocean. Otherwise, no actions are required at this point in time. Potential impacts. Minor sea level fluctuations may occur in some coastal areas near the earthquake over the next few hours. Sea level fluctuations will occur. Tsunami observations. The following are tsunami wave observations from the coastal area and or in deep ocean sea level gauges at the indicated locations. The maximum tsunami height is measured with respect to the normal tide level. Okay? The maximum tsunami height is measured with respect to the normal tide level. The gauge location. Okay? The gauge location here is located in latitude and longitude, time of UTC, time of observance, time of measured, maximum tsunami height, and wave period. The wave period is between maximum waves, the maximum height wave. Okay? Each tsunami wave will be different. Each tsunami wave may be different, but there is probably going to be a maximum height of a wave. Okay? Dart 1, location 43413. Time of measure, 16:03 afternoon time today. 0.1 meter high. 0.01 meter high. That's about an inch high. 0.0 feet high. Maximum of 1/8 of a tenth of an inch high. 1/8 of an inch high here. Puerto Madero, Mexico. 15:51 afternoon time, 3:51 p.m. afternoon time here in Mexico. Maximum tsunami height, 0.32 meters high. 0.32 meters high. Okay? That is about 2.5 inches high. 2.5 inches high. Okay? Then we're talking about wave period. Wave period. Wave period, guys, is measured in several instances here. Wave period. Okay? Meaning the number of minutes between the height of each wave. The number of minutes between the height of each wave. In this case, the second wave here at Puerto Madero is a minimum of 12 minutes from each wave. 12 minutes between each wave. Okay? In other words, the ocean level is flat. The ocean level is flat. Off the coast of Chiapas, Mexico. Okay? Maximum tsunami height is 0.33 meters high. Okay? Less than a meter high. Less than a meter high, 0.33 meters high. Time between waves, 28 minutes. The sea level is basically glass, like a lake. Okay? Next update, this is the final statement issued by the National Weather Service for this event unless new information is received or the situation changes. This is the last tsunami advisory. There were several tsunami advisories just like this. This is the last one. Okay? Do we have any questions about this particular earthquake here? Do we have any questions about this particular earthquake here? Trish Killen is here. Linda Covington's here. Hurricane Heather's here. We appreciate you guys being here, guys. We really do appreciate you guys. We love you being here. Heidi Pedrick is here. Carol Z1J7R is here. Thank you for being here, Carol. Appreciate you as well. My buddy Rich from Nova Scotia, Canada is also here. Incredible. Thank you all for being here. Hurricane Heather's here. Sleeping Volcano is also here. We appreciate all of you being here today, guys. It means a world of difference to us. We have allegedly 33 people watching this program, but that's what YouTube wants us to believe. Probably more people watching than that. Now, given that information, okay, I want to make sure you understand what this channel is all about. Emergency Management Associates here, guys, is definitely an emergency and disaster channel. This is an emergency and disaster channel. On this channel, you're going to get emergency and disaster information every day. Anytime anything major happens, we'll be coming on there to tell you about it as soon as the information becomes available. We do that. We do that for a reason. We're trying to save lives with the channel. This is the only channel that does what we do. No other channel even comes close to what we do here. Okay? No other. We also put out emergency preparedness information at least once a week, if not all week long. We do that to prepare you for emergencies and disasters, to make sure we're going to save lives, save your family's lives, and save those people who work for you and your companies if you have a company. We're trying to save lives, your neighbors and friends, everybody. That's why we're here. Okay? Those of you that are here, before you leave here, please give us a thumbs up and let YouTube know that you like us. You enjoy what we give you here. We want to make sure YouTube understands that. Okay? Now, there are several things that YouTube looks at when they look at our channel or any other channel. Number one is the number of people watching our channel. Number two, the maximum length of time you watch our channel as well. So guys, if you come to this channel and you leave within a couple of minutes, you're not going to do yourself or anybody else any good. You're not going to get any righteous information from this channel at all. Otherwise, if you're here for only a couple of minutes, you might as not well even be here. We give out important information all during this length of our time on the channel. All during the length of the time we're on the channel streaming, we put out emergency information all during the time here. It's to your benefit to be here during our entire broadcast. They look at the time element that you're here as well. We're trying to get to the point where we are constantly getting at least 20 to 25 minutes of air of people watching our channel during that time period. At least 20 to 25 minutes of watch time. At least. At least. We appreciate that. We also want to get the number of people watching our channel up. We want to get the number of people watching our channel up as well. Please share this channel with all your friends, your neighbors, your family, your extended family. Share it also with the number of people you work with and the people you associate with on social media. That's essential to get this important information out. Share with everybody. I share it also on X. I share it also on MeWe. I share it also on Instagram. I share it on Telegram as well. Please share this program far and wide. What we have to say here on Emergency Management Associates is important. Again, we're trying to save lives here. That's why we broadcast this information. Now, we also need your support, guys. We need your support. At the bottom of your program, you see some lines scrolling across the bottom of your screen. We have two PayPal locations. The Venmo location still is not working. We're trying to get that working with Venmo right now. But if you want to support our channel, please do so through PayPal. Send us a PayPal donation. We greatly appreciate it. When I first started this channel over 7 years ago, April 3rd this year was 7 years. Now we're in over July 17th today. Nearly 7.5 years later, we're still on the air. We want you to understand we appreciate going on the air, number one, but it takes money to stay on the air. When I first started this channel, I didn't understand that. I thought I could just go on the channel, it was fine. But then I realized if I didn't have power to broadcast, the channel would not be going out to anybody. I finally understood I had to pay for bandwidth. I had to pay some cable company or internet company for bandwidth to broadcast this program. Otherwise, it would have been choppy and broken up and not even legible for anybody to hear. It takes money. I pay for 1 gig of bandwidth every day. I pay 1 gig of bandwidth every day to broadcast this program. I now pay over $300 a month for bandwidth. That takes a huge chunk of my paycheck right there. Guys, please go to our PayPal and help us keep this program on the air. Also, so far, okay, I keep forgetting to do this at the beginning of the program, but right now I'm going to put it on the air anyway. If we get at least 10 super chats of $5 or more during the next 30 minutes, I will host a nonstop Q&A session. I'll host a nonstop Q&A session for everybody on the channel. Nonstop question answer session here. All I need is at least $5 per person for the next 30 minutes of at least 10 super chats on this program. With that, I will host a question answer session for anybody watching this channel. Okay, I'll do that. Okay, I just put this up on the chat as a goal. Okay, so you guys can help support this channel. I appreciate also our buddy Rich Quake, which is over here in Nova Scotia, Canada. We appreciate him being here. He's also one of our moderators. We appreciate him very much. One of my good friends here. Linda Covington is over in Virginia here, just north of where we're at. She says it's hot and smoky up there in Virginia. Let's tell you about that, okay? Let's talk about that heat smoke, okay? Today we're going through a hot flash in this country. Hot flashes, hot air all across the world, all around the world, okay? That's normal for this time of year. However, we're also in a drought condition. We have straight line winds going across the country. Straight line winds going across this country. Up in Canada, up in the eastern part of Canada, Ontario, Canada area, they have fires, out of control wildfires in Canada, just like we have in the western United States going across in the central U.S. as well. Wildfires, guys. In Utah, in the United States here, western United States and Utah, we have the United States' largest wildfire in history. 170,000 acre wildfire near Beaver, Utah. Central Utah and Beaver, Utah. 170,000 acres, guys. 170,000 acres, the largest wildfire in U.S. history. That's a big deal. All that smoke, guys, is going across the entire country, west-east. Here on the East Coast, especially over in the northern tier of states, Indiana, Ohio, going over to Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Delaware, Maine, Washington, Connecticut, New York, Virginia, South North Carolina, also down in Georgia. We have smoke, heavy smoke, guys. Unhealthful air. Unhealthful air, and in fact, this weekend on Sunday especially, they're forecasting 104-degree temperatures here on the East Coast. Weather forecasters are saying there's going to be 104-degree temperatures here on the East Coast. Then something else is going to happen. Let's go back to the USGS map momentarily here. I'm going to take down our EMA banner. I'm going to take down our webcam for now as well. We're showing Mexico here, guys. We're showing Mexico here again. Okay? Now, with that said, I'm going over here to the Gulf of California now. Not Gulf of California, Gulf of America here. Right here. There is a frontal system down here, low pressure system. It's not quite where it could be a tropical storm yet. Not quite a tropical storm yet. It could be Bertha, but it's not yet. Not yet. This low pressure system over here near the panhandle of Florida is whipping up bad weather. Thunderstorms and tornadoes are possible. Thunderstorms and tornadoes are possible. Okay? It's stirring up the Gulf of America here. Alabama and Florida especially going to get hit right now, and even over here towards New Orleans. However, this storm system is all the way across Florida now, going up the East Coast, North America. Going up the East Coast, North America. Now, this storm is going to go north here. As I said, it's going to go north, and it's going to stir up straight line winds here. Straight line winds here. Okay? They're expecting gusts of 50 to 60 mile per hour winds along the coastline of the United States here. Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, going up into Virginia as well. We're already getting these bad winds and smoke here. But this weekend, starting with tonight, we are expecting thunderstorms here. We're expecting thunderstorms and sometimes heavy rain. That's what's going to result from these storms here. Thunderstorms and heavy rain all weekend long, off and on all weekend long. Come Sunday here, the mountainous regions of South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia, going north here into West Virginia, Pennsylvania, and going up north into New York. All of us may see bad thunderstorms by Sunday night. Bad thunderstorms with the possibility of tornadoes by Sunday night. That's a fact. That's what they're expecting, guys. So be prepared for that. Be prepared for that, guys. Bad weather this weekend. Bad weather this weekend. Now, Linda Covington says, if necessary, wear a breathing mask of some kind. Wear a breathing mask of some kind. Heidi Petrick just gave us our first $10 super chat here. Thank you, Heidi. God bless you for that. I appreciate you. I just gave you an EMA sticker on your super chat. I'm also giving you a thumbs up as well. Thanks for that $10 super chat. Now, we love you guys. We love your super chats. We love your support here. But this is not going to end. These storms are not going to end, guys. This is going to go on throughout the entire week, or weekend, I should say, all throughout this weekend. But meantime, we have all this stormy weather coming out of Ontario, Canada. Coming out of Ontario, Canada, guys. It's going to be bad. All this fire, all this smoke is going to be down here as well. Now, when this storm hits over here on the East Coast, the water rain is going to help flush out the air. But after the storm passes this weekend, the smoke is going to continue. Why? Because number one, the fires are still happening in Canada, and we still have fires over here on the western United States. They're not stopping. They're not stopping. They're out of control. Now, this morning, I read an article this morning over my fire brief, on my fire brief. Down here near at the border of San Diego County and Mexico. Yesterday, about noon, we had a fire break out here that was 5 acres by 3 p.m. 5 acres by 3 p.m. Today, it's 1,200 acres here. 1,200 acres here in Southern California, San Diego County. And it's spreading. It's spreading. It's not contained at all. Okay? Fires all over Southern California. Fires happening in Arizona. Fires happening in Nevada. Fires happening in Oregon and Washington. Utah as well. All over Utah. Literally all fires all over Utah. Okay? Now, I was also told last night up here in northern Idaho. Northern Idaho has had a fire that's been going on for a while. All that fire is also moving to the east here. It's going to spread throughout the Rocky Mountains here. As that fire spreads out of control, yes, sir, we have firefighters all over the western United States fighting these forest fires, coming from all over the world, literally Australia as well, coming up here to help fight the fires. It's happening. But until these fires are out, we're going to still see the smoke as we do every year. Every year, guys, it's going to happen. So be prepared for that. If you're going to be outside at all, make sure you have breathing apparatus here with a mask or some kind of breathing apparatus to help you breathe if you have a hard time breathing. It's absolutely essential. Absolutely essential. Okay? Now, guys, we see here in Utah. Linda Covington just gave us a $20 super chat. Thank you for that, Linda. God bless you for that. I just gave you an EMA sticker on your super chat. I'm also giving you a thumbs up for that. Guys, help me thank Heidi and Linda for giving us super chats, guys. We appreciate them greatly to help keep this program on the air. Greatly appreciate it now. Okay? We have earthquakes here in Utah as well. We have earthquakes here in Utah. Southeastern Idaho. Look at this. Southeastern Idaho here at the Wyoming border. This is a 1.0 tremor here near Fairfield, Wyoming at the Idaho-Utah border. Further south here, northeast of Salt Lake City in the Wasatch Mountain Range here. Morgan, Utah. 1.2 tremor here in Morgan, Utah. We go further south here. Another earthquake here. This is Fremont, Utah. 1.8 tremor here. Fremont, Utah here. Northeast of there, this is Elmo, Utah. Elmo, Utah, out here in the desert areas of eastern Utah. 0.9, 1.0 tremor here in Utah. Okay? Then we come down here to Nevada. To Nevada, guys. They're hardly showing anything going on here in Nevada at all. They're hardly showing anything going on here in Nevada. That's almost insane. Right here, central Nevada going over to the west side of near California. Tonopah, Nevada. 2.0 earthquake here. 2.0 earthquake. Further here to the west, Mina, Nevada. Mina, Nevada. Where does that, what does this make you think of? Earthquake in Mina, Nevada. What do we have here, guys? What do we have here? Yes, this is the desert area in Nevada. This is a 1.5 tremor. Guys, this is the volcanic area of Nevada. The volcanic area in Nevada here. Several years ago, we had a huge number of earthquakes here. Huge swarm of earthquakes here near Mina, Nevada. Why? Look what we see here. Cones and craters throughout the landscape here. Cones and craters throughout the landscape. Guys, this is a volcanic area. This is a volcanic area. That's why we see earthquakes here in Mina, Nevada here. Will always be the case. Always, always, always be the case here. Mina, Nevada. Okay? Then we go up here towards Carson City. What do we have here? We have another 2.0 earthquake, this time near Silver Springs, Nevada. Silver Springs, Nevada, guys, where we heard that before. About a month and a half ago, we had a small swarm of earthquakes here near Silver Springs. Why? Why did we see that? What do we have here, guys? What are we seeing here? Cones and craters all throughout the landscape here. Cones and craters throughout the landscape here and going further to the west or further to east here as well. Cones and craters throughout the landscape here. That's why. That's why, guys. Okay? Throughout this whole area. Okay, we've seen it before. Going over here to California then. Right here. Lake Davis, 1.6 tremor here. Up to the north. 2.6 near Bernie, California. For the past week or so, we've had earthquakes here near Bernie, California. This is a minor 2.6 earthquake here. These are going to continue, guys, is you're going to continue to look where this earthquake is. Just north of Mount Lassen. Just north of Mount Lassen, just south of Shasta. Volcanic area, guys. Volcanic area, that's why. Okay? Let's go over the coastline now. Over the Cascade subduction area. The southern Cascade subduction area here. On the San Andreas Fault. Now, we've talked about the Cascade subduction zone quite frequently, at least several times a week here on this program. We told you that somewhere probably within the next 5 years, we may see a 9.0, 10.0 earthquake happen here off the coast of Vancouver Island and Washington State here. Cascade earthquake, a 9.0, 10.0 earthquake. That seismic energy is going to be echoed down the entire subduction fault all the way down here into Northern California. Carol also just gave us a $20 super chat. Carol, thank you very much for your $20 super chat. I just gave you a thumbs up, and I'll also give you an EMA sticker on your super chat. Thank you so much for your help. We appreciate your support here. Okay? We appreciate it very much. Over here in California, Northern California, guys, we continue to have earthquakes here. This is the southern area, the southern ridge of the Cascade subduction zone. They have earthquakes here. Earthquakes for a reason. Earthquakes here for a reason. The Cascade subduction zone is alive and well. These earthquakes down here in the southern part of the Cascade subduction zone region on the San Andreas Fault. The San Andreas Fault comes up here and meets with the Cascade subduction zone and also the Gorda Escarpment that runs from the west side of California all the way out 280 miles out into the Pacific Ocean. But the San Andreas Fault meets up with the Cascade subduction zone. The Cascade subduction zone could trigger or will trigger the San Andreas Fault here. And it's going to echo seismic energy all the way down the San Andreas Fault to northern Mexico. Today here on the San Andreas Fault here, we have a 2.6 minor earthquake here. We also have a 2.6 earthquake here. Twin earthquakes here. Twin 2.6 earthquakes here on the San Andreas Fault. This energy is going to travel down south along the San Andreas Fault. The San Andreas Fault follows the coast of California here into Northern California here, then follows down here all the way down the coastline till it gets over here to the entrance of San Francisco Bay. We've seen earthquakes here on the San Andreas Fault over here in the San Francisco Bay area before. They're not showing anything here, but there are earthquakes here. Every day, there's going to be earthquakes here. Why? Because we have major earthquake faults here as well. Just because USGS doesn't show any earthquakes here doesn't mean it didn't happen. It has happened, and USGS has decided not to show them. They don't want anybody to believe what's happening here. Oh, nothing's going on. Everything's hunky-dory. Look out, guys. You're going to be woken up. You get a wake-up call. Now, there is a yo-yo, guys. I'm going to call him a yo-yo because I believe he stands for being a yo-yo. Okay? He's on Facebook. He's also on one other social media thing. I'm not even going to give you his name. Yesterday, he was calling for a major earthquake here in the San Francisco Bay Area. I saw his post on Facebook and said, BS. BS. Yes, the Cascade subduction zone could activate a major earthquake here in the San Francisco Bay Area. Yes, it could. It absolutely could. But just because that yo-yo thinks that he can have a major earthquake here in San Francisco Bay or anywhere else, every day he says that. Every darn day he says that, guys. Every darn day he says there's going to be a major earthquake either in Los Angeles or San Francisco Bay Area. Every day he said that. He said that every day for years now. It's bull honky. If you pay attention to his diatribe on Facebook, you're out of your mind. He's lying to the public. He's exciting fear and animosity in the hearts of people here in the western part of the United States. Yes, we're going to have a major earthquake here, granted. But just because he says that there's an earthquake that's going to hit here every day doesn't mean it's so. It's not so at all. Yes, there's going to be a major earthquake here. We don't know when. We don't know if it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Especially when we have the San Andreas Fault here. Here in the San Francisco Bay Area, the San Andreas Fault is locked and loaded. But it's not the only fault that's locked and loaded here. Let's take, for example, this fault over here on the western side of San Francisco Bay. Big deal. Hayward Fault. Hayward Fault. Back in 1979, beginning of October 1979, major earthquake hit. Major earthquake hit, guys. What happened? The World Series earthquake, 7.0 plus earthquake. Came out as 6.9 there. Now they're saying it's over a 7.1 earthquake. Over a 7.1 earthquake. The day the World Series opened up here in San Francisco. They had to shut down the series here in San Francisco because everything in San Francisco was turned upside down. They had to shut down the series here in San Francisco because everything was upside down here. They had to take it to another stadium here. Okay. The day the World Series was getting underway, NBC, ABC, CBS, all the major news networks were here covering the World Series. And then all of a sudden we had a 6.8, 7.0 earthquake that everybody says now is over 7.1 on the Hayward Fault. On the Hayward Fault. But it also destroyed the San Francisco Bay Bridge. Destroyed the San Francisco Bay Bridge, not the San Francisco Bridge that everybody knows and loves, but it destroyed the San Francisco Bay Bridge. The two decks of the bridge here in San Francisco collapsed. Two decks of the bridge collapsed here. Major collapse. Cars and people went into the water here. Cars and people went into the water. 150 people died. A lot of people died here during the earthquake. Hundreds upon hundreds of people were injured here in San Francisco because the Hayward Fault gave up that day. We have another fault out here as well. It's called the Calaveras Fault here. The Calaveras Fault right here. See where Livermore is? The Calaveras Fault. Both the Hayward and the Calaveras come together down here, down south. They come together down here, as well as the San Andreas Fault here. Right here. This is probably the most dangerous area to live here in Northern California. Gilroy, every day here in Gilroy, California, we have an earthquake. This time a 1.7 tremor, not felt but every day we have an earthquake. Some days they're felt. Some days we can have a 3.0, 3.7 earthquake here in reality here in Gilroy, California. But today we have 1.7 tremor here, not felt. Over here, closer to the San Andreas on a separate fault zone. 6 kilometers west-southwest of Gilroy, we have 1.3 tremor here. Not on the San Andreas, but just west of it. There's another fault here, right here. Right here. This is the Sergeant Fault area. The Sergeant Fault area here. Okay? Right here on the San Andreas, Interlocking, California. Interlocking, California. 3 points earthquake. 2.1 here, Aromas, California, on the San Andreas. Further south here, Tres Pinos. Tres Pinos. Guys, several years back, and I covered it here on this channel, I think it was 2020, 2021, we had an earthquake here, a 5.1 earthquake, but it had a 5.1 earthquake level here in Tres Pinos, but it also caused a major fire here in an oil refinery place. An oil refinery place. Okay? What happened? That day here in Tres Pinos, guys, when the earthquake hit, it damaged and interlocked a pipe running between two different storage towers here at the refinery. The interlock at the storage refinery failed, spewed the liquid petroleum out of the storage tank, caused a massive fire here. I believe it happened about 3:30 in the afternoon, rush hour traffic. We had a major fire here, and firefighters were pouring water and foam on the fire. And this is where Interstate 5 is, guys. Interstate 5 runs through Tres Pinos. Major fire here during rush hour. It took 4 to 5 to 6 hours to get home on Interstate 5 that day, because we had a 5.1 major earthquake, a 5-point large earthquake, and we also had a major fire here near Interstate 5 with this oil refinery. Happened. Unfortunately, happens too many times. Today, also further down the San Andreas here, San Bernardino, California, 1.7 tremor here on the San Andreas. Further here to the southwest here, California Coastal National Monument. California Coastal National Monument here. Guess what? Right here. 1.5 tremor here, guys. 1.5 tremor, guys, on the Oceana Fault. On the Oceana Fault here. Earthquakes do happen, but they can happen also off the major fault zones. But guys, even more. Down here in Los Angeles, down here in the Imperial Valley of California, the San Andreas Fault is locked and loaded. Locked and loaded, guys. And it's going to pop. It's going to pop. This is a 2.5 minor earthquake here in Cabazon, California. I showed you a whole lot of tremors here in Cabazon the other day. Long duration tremor activity happening in Cabazon. Today, a 2.5 minor earthquake. Further south here, just east of the San Andreas, Thousand Palms, California. 2.1 minor earthquake here. Further down the coast here, out here in the Imperial Valley here, on the San Andreas Fault, Imperial, California today. Imperial, California here. The other day when I showed you earthquakes in Imperial Valley, we had 3 points of earthquakes happening here in Imperial Valley, down here in the town of Imperial. There may be as well 3 points of earthquakes happening here in the Imperial Valley, down here in the town of Imperial. USGS doesn't want to show them, but they are saying we have 1.1 tremor here in Imperial Valley, in the town of Imperial. Every day over here in El Centro here to the south of Imperial. Every day here in El Centro, we have anywhere from 9 to 15 3.0 earthquakes every day in El Centro. USGS not showing those either. They're not showing them at all. Just because they show them doesn't mean they don't happen. They do. They do. Now, this 1.1 tremor is not in the town of Imperial, but is east of town of Imperial on the San Andres Fault. The San Andres Fault goes all the way through California, all the way down here into northern Mexico. And today, we have an earthquake here on the San Andres Fault here in Pueblo, Mexico. 9 kilometers east-northeast of Pueblo, Mexico. 1.4 tremor here on the San Andres. Okay? As I said before, we're going to be more likely to see an earthquake here on the San Andres in Southern California, Los Angeles, San Diego area than we'll see up in Northern California. This area is locked and loaded here in Southern California. I fully expect to see a 7.5 to 8.0 earthquake here in Southern California because of the San Andres Fault. It's going to happen. It's absolutely going to happen. Now, let's leave California. We talk about Southern Mexico here. 7.4 earthquake, possibly even as much as a 7.8 here. Let's go down here into the southern islands of the Pacific. Southern islands of the Pacific. North of New Zealand. North of New Zealand. Here in the Kermadec Islands that belong to New Zealand here. The Kermadec Islands here. They belong to New Zealand. However, the Kermadec Islands are a bird sanctuary. Only birds live here. 5.0 large earthquake here in the Kermadec Islands. The reason humans don't live here, this is a very volcanic area. Birds live in a volcanic island here. Underneath the ocean waves, the rock here in the Pacific Ocean is littered with volcanic reefs. Now, during low tide, sometimes if you were on a boat, you could see the rocks right beneath the water. That's why they don't visit these islands here in the Kermadec Islands with boats, because the only time boats can get here is during high tide. During low tide, the boats will be totally destroyed. Most of the time, any scientists or bird people come here to visit the Kermadec Islands, check on the birds, it's via helicopter. That's the only way scientists can get in here to visit the birds. But we had a 5.0 earthquake here. But what they also not telling us, we've had a 4.5 earthquake down here in New Zealand today. In New Zealand, guys, a 4.5 earthquake. And yet USGS is still not showing these earthquakes. Most of these earthquakes around New Zealand are 2.0, actually not even 2.0, they're 2.4 to 2.9 earthquakes. Yes, there are also some 3.0 to 3.7 earthquakes here in New Zealand every day. Every day. Earlier today, I think it was earlier this afternoon, I heard we had a 4.5 earthquake here in New Zealand. I'm going to go into my other device here and look at where that earthquake was. Okay, I'm going to show it to you here. Just hang in there for a minute with me. Hang in there with me. Just south of the main South Island of New Zealand. Remember yesterday we had a very strong earthquake here, 6.0 earthquake here in southern New Zealand here. Big deal, South Island, New Zealand. Today here, just south of the South Island here, we have a 4.5 earthquake here. 4.5 earthquake, 284 miles, or 284 kilometers southwest of Bluff, New Zealand. Southwest of Bluff, New Zealand. in southern New Zealand itself. Southern New Zealand itself right here. Okay? Let me show you this, guys. Turn the webcam here so you can see what I'm saying. Down here where we had the 6.0 yesterday, we have a 2.37 earthquake here. 2.37 minor earthquake. Going north here on the South Island. The central part of the South Island here. This is a 2.58 minor earthquake. On the north side of the Tonga Ridge here, we have a 2.3. This earthquake fault that cuts through the South Island here is called the Tonga Ridge. The Tonga Ridge, okay? This earthquake fault comes out of Tonga here. Comes out of Tonga here. Then it travels south here. Travels south here. Notice that it goes down here on the east side of the North Island. The east side of the North Island here. That's important as well. Let me show you why. Let me show you why that's important. Because over here on the south, on the eastern side of the North Island here, they are expecting, according to the scientists, USGS included, they are expecting an 8.0 magnitude megathrust earthquake to hit the east side of the North Island here. They're expecting an 8.0 magnitude megathrust earthquake here on the east side of the North Island. On the Tonga Trench. The Tonga Trench here. Let's go back up north here, north of the main islands of New Zealand. Here we have a 4.38 minor earthquake there. 4.38 minor earthquake. Cutting over to the Fiji Trench, we have a 3.72 here. On the west side of the Fiji Trench, we have a 3.48. South there on the Fiji Trench, we have a 3.51. South of there, also in the Fiji Trench, we have three more earthquakes, north and south here, a 3.7, a 3.27, and a 4.31 moderate earthquake right there. 2 3s and 4.31 right there. We go south here into the Bay of Plenty here. Into the Bay of Plenty here. USGS doesn't show any earthquakes at all. Also in the Fiji Trench here, a 3.05 and a 2.87 minor earthquake there. Going north here, I should say north, going to the west here in the Bay of Plenty, we have a 2.96 minor earthquake there. And further to the west here, we have a 3.2 small earthquake there. Going further to the south here in the Bay of Plenty here, this is a 2.55 minor earthquake. 2.55 minor earthquake. Now, let's go back here to the east side of the New Zealand North Island. Here's the tip of the North Island here. We have Gisborne, New Zealand, a town called Gisborne, New Zealand. Off the coast of Gisborne, New Zealand, we have a place called Hicks Bay, a 2.27 minor earthquake there. All along the coast of the North Island here, all up and down the coast of North Island, we have earthquakes. Why? Because, guys, the Tonga Trench is carrying energy here. The Tonga Trench earthquake fault is carrying energy here. This is a 3.82 small earthquake there. For the south here, it's a 2.6 minor earthquake there. Then further south over here in the Hawke's Bay Hawke's Bay, New Zealand right there. This is Hawke's Bay, New Zealand right there. We have a 2.87 minor earthquake there. 2.87 earthquake right there. Again, the Tonga Trench is carrying energy here as well. It's no small surprise that we have earthquakes here on the east side of the North Island. Then I want to go back up here to the Bay of Plenty here on the North Island here. Let's go up here. On the Tonga Trench here. Let me bring up the Tonga Trench here again. Okay. USGS didn't show the Tonga Trench, except you see the trench here. It's not outlined in red, but you see the Tonga Trench here coming into New Zealand here. Right there. Taronga, New Zealand. 2.39 minor earthquake there. Then you see a line of earthquakes here coming on the Tonga Trench here. On the European map, they show the Tonga Trench. They show, actually, this is the Fiji Trench here. They show the Fiji Trench earthquakes here. Going south here. Going south. 2.47, for example. South again. 2.29. 2.61. 2.47. More time. 2.30 on the Fiji Trench. Then we come down here to something we've talked about in the past. Right here. The Topo volcano. Topo supervolcano, guys. Topo supervolcano. Supervolcano, guys. Big time. Down here on the southern side of the volcano here, the southern side of the volcano, we have a 2.38 minor earthquake there. 2.38 minor earthquake here on the rim of the supervolcano. Further out here to the east, right about here, we have a 2.71 minor earthquake there. 2.71 minor earthquake right there. Okay. Then we go down on the southern part of the North Island here. The southern part of the North Island. Okay. Over here. Right here on the western side. We have a volcano here. Egmont National Park, we have a volcano. Here we're all seeing 2.24 minor earthquake there. 2.24 minor earthquake right there. Then we come down here to the southern part of the North Island here. Right down here. Right down here. Koparunga, guys. Koparunga about right there. 2.33 minor earthquake. 2.33 minor earthquake on the Fiji Fault. Then we go out here in the body of water here. Right next to an island right here. We're next to an island. Tehoro Island. 2.21 minor earthquake here. This is called the Cook Strait here. This body of water is called the Cook Strait. 2.22 minor earthquake. Then further north, just south of the island, up here, also in the Cook Strait, this is another 2.22 there. Just west there is a 2.24 minor earthquake there. Further out here, a 2.52 earthquake there. Then as you can see, we have 3 more earthquakes stretching further south here, back to back here. Side to side, back to back, going south here. That's a 2.87. This is a 2.3. This is a 2.55. Like I say, minor earthquakes here in New Zealand. Minor earthquakes here in New Zealand. Yes, we had a 4.42 right there. We had another 4 up here on the north side of the island here. We had a 4.3 out here on the north side of the island there. And more earthquakes going up into Fiji. More earthquakes going into Fiji here, right here. Okay. Here we have a 4.44 earthquake. Guess what? This is a deep earthquake. This 4.4 is a deep earthquake. What does that mean? This 4.44 earthquake is going to propagate a larger shallow earthquake within the next 3 to 4 days, 3 to 10 days. Next 3 to 10 days. 4.4 earthquake, remember that for just a minute here. Let's go over here to the depth of magnitude conversion chart. Let's look up a 4.48 deep earthquake. 448 kilometers deep. We see 550. We see 545. 550 is near the depth we want. So we're going to pull up a 1.1, add a 1.11 to this earthquake here. We're going to add a 1.11 to this earthquake here. Meaning the earthquake that's going to propagate from this 4.4 is going to be a 5.5 earthquake here. A 5.5 large earthquake here with the next 3 to 10 days. As I said before, that 5.5 earthquake could be down here in New Zealand again, could be here in Fiji, could be here in Tonga Samoa region, it could be down here in the Legacy Islands of New Caledonia, could be up here in Vanuatu, could be here in the Solomon Islands, or it could be over here into Papua New Guinea. Or what's happened before, it's happened also in Chile, Argentina area, where seismic energy has crossed the entire Pacific Basin over here, and the larger earthquake hit over here in Chile and Argentina region. It's happened before, it could happen again. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. Okay? But again, they're not showing that here, are they? Heaven forbid. Let's go back here to Fiji again. Again, we're going to have another 5.5 earthquake here in the next 3 to 10 days. Right here. This is another 4.4 earthquake here. This is also 540 kilometers deep. 540 kilometers deep. This is a deep earthquake. This earthquake is also going to propagate a larger shell earthquake as well. Let's go back to the depth to magnitude conversion chart, the 440. In this case, we're going to add a 1.08 to this earthquake. We're going to add a 1.08 to the magnitude of this earthquake. This is significant. Okay? Adding 1.08 to this earthquake, we're going to make this, guys, a 5.5 magnitude to this earthquake. Yeah, we're going to add a 1.08 to this magnitude here, which is going to make that corresponding large earthquake to be at 5.48 to 5.5 large earthquake in the next 3 to 10 days. Okay? We've seen that happen before. We'll see it happen again. Going further west over here to the Solomon Islands here. Here in the Solomon Islands, near Kirakira Solomon Islands, we have a 5.1 earthquake here. 5.1 large earthquake here. This is in the islands here, in the ocean. This happened in the ocean here. 16 kilometers west or northwest of Kirakira. Northwest of Kirakira. Kirakira Solomon Islands, or not Solomon, Kirakira. Yeah, Kirakira Solomon Islands is right here. Okay? This 5.1 earthquake hit out here in the open ocean of the Pacific Ocean. I don't believe that anybody felt this earthquake at all, because the ocean waters here absorbed the shockwaves from this earthquake. Okay? That's what happened. Now, we go over to Papua New Guinea. We had another earthquake here in the ocean this time again. This is a 4.7 earthquake here, moderate earthquake in the ocean. A 4.7 earthquake here. Nobody felt this moderate earthquake at all. The Pacific Ocean waters absorbed the shockwaves from this quake. Okay? Now again, USGS is not showing us all the earthquakes here in Indonesia. There are 58 earthquakes here in Indonesia today, 58. USGS is showing us 3. This is a 4.7 moderate earthquake here. This is 309 kilometers deep. Not deep earthquake, but moderately deep. 4.7 earthquake here in Timor-Leste, Indonesia. This earthquake here is a 4.0. Los Palos, Timor-Leste, Indonesia. 4.0 moderate earthquake here again. South and east of Java here. This is a 4.4 earthquake here. Down here in the Indian Ocean here. Again, it's happened over here in the Indian Ocean. I don't think anybody felt this earthquake at all. Not at all. Nobody felt the earthquake. They got lucky. They got very lucky here. They got very lucky here. Now, guys, I think no, I didn't either. I didn't miss this at all. I showed you this earthquake near Kirakira, Solomon Islands. A large 5.1 earthquake here, off the coast. Okay. For a second, I thought I talked about it. I didn't talk about it, but I did. I'm good. Over here, south of the Philippines. Southern Philippines, guys. Right here. The Southern Philippines, especially people living over here on the island of Mindanao, Philippines here. They had another 5.2 earthquake here today. Another 5.2 earthquake here today. They're still trying to dig out from the major earthquake that they had here several weeks ago. They're still trying to dig out from that earthquake. But they had another 5.2 large aftershock. They had stopped digging through ruins here, ruins of destroyed buildings. They had to stop trying to rescue people or recover people from the ruins and get out under there to protect themselves from falling debris. So they continue rescuing people after the earthquake quit shaking here. 5.2 earthquake hits here in the southern Philippines. Offshore here, just offshore from that quake. This is a 3.7 earthquake there. 3.7 earthquake south of Mindanao, Philippines here was not even felt because this earthquake hit in the ocean. The ocean waters absorbed the shockwaves from that quake. Unreal. Unreal. Not to be outdone. Not to be outdone at all. Over here in northern Philippines. The northern Philippines, right about here. This is a 3.6 earthquake here. 3.6 more earthquake there. Again, it's in the ocean. This is near Aveyah, Philippines. Again, it's in the ocean. There's a 4.2 moderate earthquake right there. 4.2 moderate earthquake right there. Now, we go just a little bit north here. Go a little bit north here. This time to the western side of Luzon, Philippines here. The western side of Luzon, Philippines here. First off right here, off the coast here. This is a 3.0 earthquake right there. 3.0 earthquake right there. Then further off the coast here. Further off the coast. Right here. You see that earthquake fault going north here? We have a 3.2 earthquake right there. Going west, 3.1, and another 3.2 earthquake right there. Small earthquakes. The Sea of Japan, not Sea of Japan, the Chinese Sea here is where that earthquake hit. North of Luzon, Philippines, we have another earthquake right here. This again is a 4.6 earthquake here. 4.6 earthquake here. Now, earthquakes don't start stopping at all. They don't stop starting at all. Myanmar here. Myanmar, Burma here. Another large 5.2 earthquake hit here. 5.2 earthquake hit here. Along with the 4.8, a 4.8, and a 4.7 earthquake as well. Myanmar, Burma. Burma's Myanmar. Myanmar is a new name for this country here. Going north here. Going north from here. Northern India near the Himalaya Mountains here. Going into India out of Myanmar. Here's we have a 3.34 earthquake here. Small earthquake. Northern India. Going into the Himalaya Mountains now. 3.2 small earthquake there. Just south of the Himalayas, we have a 3.3. Southwest of there, we have a 2.7. West there, here in India, a 2.9. All this energy came out of Indonesia before. Came up that fault line out of Indonesia into Myanmar area, going up into India and up into the Himalaya Mountains here. That's why we have this energy here. Over here to the north here, right here, Tibet, 3.9, 4.0 earthquake right there. Tibet, Himalaya Mountains. Then we go down here into central India here. Central India here. 3.4 small quake there. Near central India here, a 2.0 minor earthquake there. Okay. Now, why am I showing you all this? Because as I said before, seismic energy comes out of Indonesia here, goes all the way through Myanmar, all the way through the Himalaya Mountains, and out here into Afghanistan and Tajikistan. Here in Afghanistan today, another earthquake here. Jurm, Afghanistan, Jurm, Afghanistan. 4.2 earthquake here. 4.2 moderate earthquake here. Look what they're not showing us here. They're not showing any other earthquakes here in the Middle East. Nothing else here in Europe. Nothing else here in Europe at all. I'm going to tell you this. I'm not going to take my time showing you all the earthquakes in Europe, but I'm going to tell you this. There are a bunch of earthquakes here in Europe, all over the place. All over. USGS is cutting off its faces, cutting off its nose to spite its face here. Going over here in the Indian Ocean here. Earlier this week, we had a 5.1 earthquake down here on the mid-Indian Ocean ridge here. Now this energy has gone up here towards Saudi. Today here on this fault, we have a 4.5 earthquake here. Right here, just south of Yemen, we have a large 5.3 earthquake. Large 5.3 earthquake. Now earlier today here in Yemen, on land here in Yemen, we have another 4.8 earthquake here. They've since taken it down because I believe that 4.8 earthquake was caused by a bomb, a bomb coming out of Iran. It landed down here in Yemen. Okay? That happened. It was not an earthquake, it was a bomb. Yet, Iran is still trying to lob drones and other artillery over here to bomb out its neighbors here in Saudi, Yemen, over here in Oman, over here in Saudi, Bahrain as well. The U.S. military is still continuing its attacks on Iran. The U.S. military is still lobbing artillery and other munitions over here in Iran. Completely devastating the Iranian Regal Guard here in Iran. Devastating them, destroying them. I believe we're going to see more destruction here before the weekend's over. A lot more. Now, for those of you that have been with me for a long time, one more earthquake I want to talk about is here in the South Atlantic Ocean here. 4.8 earthquake here. 4.8 earthquake here. In the Mid-Atlantic Ocean here, yesterday we had multiple 5.0, 5.1 earthquakes here in the north part of the South Atlantic. We're going to see more of them. We're going to see a lot more. Just wait. All the energy from earthquakes that were down here in the South Sandwich Islands, that energy has moved up here into the Mid-Atlantic Ocean. We're going to see more and more earthquakes here as well. I explained what's going on here yesterday here in the Atlantic Ocean. As we see more and more earthquakes, we're going to see more and more expansion of the Mid-Atlantic Fault. You see more and more expansion of the Mid-Atlantic Fault, causing more earthquakes and more destruction here. You may also see, as I said before, magma coming out here into the expansion hole here in the Mid-Atlantic. And we may see volcanic islands here in the Mid-Atlantic during a lifetime. during our lifetime. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Okay. Now that said, you see absolutely no earthquakes here in South America whatsoever. None. There are 53 earthquakes here in South America, 53 of them. 19 earthquakes here in central Chile, Argentine region. 18 more earthquakes here in northern Chile, southern Peru. That's a lot of earthquakes. More earthquakes here in Peru, more earthquakes here in Colombia, and even more earthquakes up here in Venezuela. They happen. USGS just decided not to show them. They decided not to show them. They're there. Let me show you something else, guys. Let me show you something else you might not know about. Rarely do we ever see earthquakes here in England, in the British Crown. Guess what we saw here in Ireland? In Ireland, guys. Way up here. Loch Carron, Ireland. Actually, Belfast is down. So this is Scotland here. This is Scotland. We have a 2.3 minor earthquake here. 2.3 minor earthquake here. Northern Scotland. That's the largest earthquake I've seen in Great Britain ever. That's the largest earthquake I've seen in Great Britain in my history of being on the air. A 2.3 earthquake here in Scotland today. Then not to be outdone. Not to be outdone. Something else happened here today. Way up here in the north. Way up here in the north. What happened here? Åkerfjord, Finnmark, Norway. Åkerfjord, Finnmark, Norway. A 2.4 minor earthquake here. 2.4 minor earthquake. I've never seen earthquakes this far north. Never seen the earthquakes this far north here in Norway or Sweden. Today we got it here. A 2.4 minor earthquake here in northern Norway. Not to be outdone, though. Not to be outdone. Guess what happened here? Guess what happened right here? Guess what happened right here, guys? This is Svalbard. This is Svalbard. We had a 3.7 earthquake here in Svalbard. 3.7 earthquake here in Svalbard, guys. That's crazy, isn't it? It really is. Earthquakes here. Earthquakes here, guys. They happen all the time. Now, I know I've been on the air a long time here. I want to briefly talk about emergencies and disasters and preparedness. I want to talk about preparedness for disasters here. We talk about a lot about earthquakes all the time. Tons and tons about earthquakes all the time. We talk about what we're going to do to prepare for them as well. I've told this story to you before. I'm going to remind you of this today. Growing up, my dad was a very, very busy man. Very, very busy man. But he always made time for each member of our family to be with us, work with us, and have fun with us, with him. From time to time, we were little. Our parents didn't have much money. And what we worked for was for a rainy day. When we became teenagers, our parents started putting away our family on a survival mentality. We started working on food storage. Food storage. my parents started putting together seminars on cooking with wheat and what if this happens. We're working on these seminars for people in their church, our community in Poway, California. What if there's a flood, a fire, mud or blood? We would have to sort these things out as a family, our own family. We'd have to sort these things out as a family. These would become family issues as they will be for you. And we also must try to help others who might be affected by what happens, by any one emergency or disaster that might befall us. You want to remember one thing when you do this, though. Don't give away the store. Don't give away the store here. Our message is this. If there had been a fire, a flood, earthquake, any kind of disaster, or even blood, did our family have a plan for dealing with medical emergencies or any other natural disaster? That's a question my parents posed to us. We put together a plan for all of us, and we tried to put together plans for everybody else. That's why I'm on there today, to talk to you about a plan for you and your family. Keep on hand. What things do you need to keep on hand? When a disaster strikes, you need to have an action plan so you can't just shelter, if you can't just shelter in your house. What if you can't? What if you have to get out quickly? Keeping everything in one place will be very helpful, getting all those things out of your house and into your transportation, whether it be a car or a truck. Keep your grab and go binder. Keep your grab and go emergency plan up to date. Keep your grab and go binder, your emergency preparedness plan up to date. Store it with your 72-hour kits. Having everything together will get you out safely. Having all your emergency preparedness items together will get you out safely. Make sure you have enough food and water for each family member, including your pets as well. Have as much food and water as possible for your family members, including your pets. If you have pets, you're going to want to make sure you have pet food for a few days as well, at least a few days, if not weeks. If you have kids, you need to pack their favorite snacks, their favorite toys, just as you do your dog and cat or other animals. You don't want a screaming kid on your hands when there's an emergency or disaster that's happening in front of you. Just like you don't want to have an irate pet as well. And believe you me, if your pets are bored, your kids are bored, you're going to have problems. Keep them calmed down. Help them cope with the challenges ahead by making sure they have their favorite snacks and their favorite toys with them as well. Keep your routine as clean as possible. Keep your routine as clean as possible. As clean as you possibly can, and the same as it was before you had to leave. Keep everyone adjusted to the same kind of schedule. Keep every one of your kids, keep every one of your pets adjusted to the same kind of schedule that you kept before you had to leave your home. Consider different scenarios here. What happens if your family member gets separated from you during a disaster? What happens if they get separated from you? Create a meeting location. Or a safe place to go. It's a good idea to have a map of your house and have an exit plan. You should have at least 2 exits from each room of your house. You should have at least 2 exits from each room in your house in case one is blocked. Keep the exit plan on your fridge. Keep the exit plan on each door of your house, no matter where it is in your house. Keep your exit plans there so everybody knows how they're going to exit their house. That makes it simple. Pick a tree, pick a mailbox, or pick a neighbor's house across the street for everyone to meet at. Many pets are left behind during crisis events because of failure to plan ahead. Do not ever leave your pets behind. Do not ever leave your pets behind. Years ago, I had a woman chastise me saying, I don't care about my pets because I'm going to pack my kids. I'm going to pack everything I can in the car. I'm just going to leave. My pets are not going to go with me. Guess what you're going to do? You're going to leave your defenseless family members inside a house that may be burning. You're going to leave your pets in a house that's hot, dry, and without food and water. You might leave them during a flood. I've seen this happen down in Louisiana after a hurricane. You don't want to do that. Do not do that, guys. Do not ever do that. Don't leave your pets behind. If you leave your pets behind, I'm going to get pissed with you. I'm going to get pissed with you. Don't leave your pets behind ever. Don't leave your kids behind either. Don't ever do that. Your fur babies are kids as well. You raise them, you've taken care of them, just as you raised your kids and your grandkids. Take them with you. Don't leave them behind. Don't leave them behind. Keep your car prepared as well. Have a car preparedness kit as well. Make sure your car is taken care of. Making sure your car is taken care of. Make sure it's got gas in it. Make sure the engine is such where it stays running, where you can run down the road, run down the highway, and make sure you have everything with you. Remembering all these hints is going to minimize stress on you when you have a disaster or an emergency in front of you. Keep your gas tank in your car at least halfway full, if not full nearly all the time. If you have a storm looming, such as a hurricane like we're going to soon have, top off your car at least every other day until the threat is over. Top off the gas tank of your car at least every other day until the threat of the storm is over. Make hotel, campsite reservations ahead of time. Make hotel and campsite reservations ahead of time. Use sites that allow you to cancel reservations if you don't need to evacuate. You don't want to be stuck without a shelter if you need to get out of town. Have your emergency reserves inside your car, even if you have a 72-hour or 14-day kits. Have the emergency reserves in your car, even if you have your 72-hour or 14-day kits in your car with you. Have blankets, have heaters ready in the wintertime, and extra water in the summer. Leave in plenty of time. Leave in plenty of time. If you feel there's a valid threat, leave. Don't wait for traffic to get bad. Yesterday, there was someone who was waiting around to leave during fire season in California. Fire was coming up near them. I told them to get out of Dodge before the fire hit. Don't wait till the sheriff knocks on your door to leave. Don't wait till the sheriff knocks on your door to leave. Leave before he gets there. Make sure you leave before he gets there. That way, you're going to get out of Dodge before the fire reaches the highway. You might get stranded on the highway in the fire, then you might burn to death. Don't do that. Do not do that, guys. Plan your escape routes in and out of your city or town. Have a hard copy of your phone tree for family and friends. Have a hard copy of a phone tree for family or friends out of town. You might not be able to reach family or friends in town. Make sure you have contacts outside of town, even another state. Have cash. Have cash and small bills inside your emergency kit. Have cash in small bills under the size of a $10 bill. Don't have anything more than a $10 bill in your cash supplies. I would even say don't have anything larger than a $5 bill. Have small bills in your emergency kit. That way, if there's a power outage and you need supplies, you'll be able to go to a store that's still open because their cash register is not closed because the power's out. They can get cash into their drawer. You give them cash from your cash stash, and you'll be able to get supplies that you need at the store. Don't ever give anything more than a $10 bill. I'm going to say even a $5 bill. Don't even think about having a $100 bill in your cash stash, in your cash of money. Don't do it. Small bills. Have maps as well. Your phone is not going to be any good to you during an emergency. The cell towers are going to go down. The cell towers are going to go down. Your phone is going to be like a brick, almost worthless. Make sure you have a compass and make sure you have a map. Make sure you have a compass and make sure you have a map. In our emergency kits here, in our storage closet here, in our EMA office, we have compasses here. I know I've got a compass here in one of my drawers at my desk. I've got a compass over in my nightstand in the bedroom. I've got a compass in each of our 72R kits downstairs. We're ready to go. Mark your emergency routes on maps. Mark your emergency routes on maps. Have at least 3 routes you're going to take to get out of town. Mark them on your map. When you're making the emergency plan, make sure to create at least 3 different evacuation routes. Make sure you follow your evacuation routes. Try to stay off highways. Avoid high traffic roadways. Why? Because you might run into a roadblock. You might run into a police authorized roadblock, maybe a National Guard roadblock. Don't do it. Stay on the service streets. Stay on the service streets. Avoid roadblocks. Avoid high traffic roadways because you might get caught in a traffic jam and then where you're going, you're not going to get to. Also, do not ever wear camouflage clothing. Wear everyday clothing. Wear everyday clothing. Don't look like a military member. Do not have camouflaged or military authorized bags in your car or truck. Because if a law enforcement officer or the guard is out there looking with a flashlight through your windows and they see a military duffel bag, they see camouflage clothing of any kind being worn or being used to disguise anything that's in your car, guess what? They're going to ask you, are you a military member, where you're going? Number one, it's none of their business. None of their business. But if you're a military member, they're going to ask where you're going and where you're at. Then they're also going to ask for your military ID to prove who you are. Now, if you're not a military person, they're going to ask where you're going. That's really none of their business. But they're going to ask that. If they don't approve of where you're going, you're not going to go anywhere. They're not going to allow you to leave. That's why I say do not take heavily traveled areas. Stay on pre-arranged routes on service streets to get out of town. Avoid checkpoints and roadblocks of any kind. Don't go there. Don't go there. Because they're going to ask, where are you going? Why are you going there? Plan on going to either family or friends. Plan on going to meet up with family or friends. Hotels or campgrounds, like I said a little bit ago. Have a prearranged meeting place for you with your friends and family. Have a prearranged meeting place for your friends and your family. Avoid low water crossings during flooding. Avoid low water crossings during flooding. Yesterday we talked about the Guadalupe River flooding in central Texas. Last year it flooded and killed hundreds of people. It's still killing people to today. 150-foot wall of water coming down the Guadalupe River yesterday. Guys, if you have to, go down back roads and trails. If you know the back road and trail system, you can avoid excess traffic. Alternative routes. You can take alternative routes. There's blocked off roads, take alternative routes to get to your destination. Have a family fire escape plan. Have a family fire escape plan. Have that plan posted on every doorway in your house. Do you live in a flood zone? Do you live within an earthquake fault area? Guess what? You need to plan for those areas as well. If you live in a flood zone, mark that on your map as well. If you live near or around an earthquake fault line, make sure you get either across the fault line or far enough away from where it's not going to hinder you. That way you can go and be with your family in safety. Know the dangers in your area and how and where you're going to get to safety. Get there safely. Have a family evacuation plan. I can't stress that enough. Have a family evacuation plan, guys. You're going to need it. You're going to need it. Remnant Truth was here. They erased their message here. I'm sorry they did. We appreciate you, Remnant, for being here. Thank you for being here. Does anybody have any questions for me? Does anybody have any questions for me? I'm happy to answer any questions while you're here. I know I've been here for a long time today. I know we've been here a long time. I want to leave you a thought here. My thought today is have God first. Have God first, guys. Make God the first person you want to talk to. First person you want to talk to in the middle of the morning, and the last person you're going to want to talk to at night. Listen for God in your life. Listen for the Holy Spirit. You and I are servants. You and I are chosen ones of God. You possess a promise in the present of the future. You possess a promise of the present and the future. If trials are hard to bear in this life, think about the man Joseph in prison. Think about Joseph in prison and how Jesus was on the cross. If worldly success is close at hand, success is close at hand, do not use God for its sake. Don't use God for your sake if you have success at your hand. Yes, you can thank God for your success. But guess what? You possibly earn that success yourself as well. Use it for God's sake. Use your success for God's sake. And do not think worshiping Him. Do not think worshiping Him can just be thrown out because you've been successful. God and Jesus Christ provide for our needs in this life. It is God and Jesus Christ to provide for our wants and needs in this life. After all, they gave us life. They gave us our lives. God gives these things to people who revile him. He gives those things to people who revile him. As the scriptures teach us, seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you. Seek first the kingdom of God and all his righteousness, and these things will be given to you. Guys, I ask God to bless you as I always do. I ask God to keep and protect you. I ask God to keep loving you and blessing you with things you stand in need of. On the same token, there are those of the EMA family and those of us around all of us that need God's help as well. Guys, let's pray for each other. Let's pray for Hurricane Heather. Let's pray for Renee. Let's pray for Linda Covington. Let's pray for Arnold. Let's pray for Heidi. Let's pray for Carol. Let's pray for Rob 52 and Don Patoka. He's having really hard times. Our buddy and pal, Don Patoka's having really hard times. He has cancer really bad. I just found out yesterday, one of my dear friends here in Morganton has real problems with cancer as well. Let's keep those people in our prayers as well. Let's pray for them. Let's make sure they are getting the help from God as well. They deserve it. Canadian Patriot One deserves it as well. His name's Dave. I also love him as well. May God bless each one of us. May he be there with us all of our lives. May he, with the Holy Spirit, guide and direct all of us. May God be with you this day and always. Guys, this is Friday. If anything else happens today or tonight or in the morning, even on Sunday, we will be back here to talk about it as soon as the information becomes available. On Sunday about 12:30, sometime after 12:30, we will come back on the air with us weekly Sunday school class we call Come Follow Me, the Savior Said. We hope you guys will join us here as well. Join us for our weekly Sunday school class here. We'd love to see you. May God bless you. May God protect you and be with you this day and night and forever. God be with you until we meet again. We'll see you on the other side. Good night, everybody. Much love. See you again soon. Good night.
Here at Emergency Management Associates, we're dedicated and true, bringing you the essential knowledge, helping you see things through. From disaster preparedness to navigating recovery's embrace, we're here to guide you in every unpredictable time and place. Down the complex, make it easy to grasp and absorb, sharing strategies for safety, the vital lessons you can't afford to hoard. So thank you for watching, and thank you so much for your sub. You're a key part of our growing family, a member of our knowledge With every like, every share, and every comment you send our way, our critical message spreads further, helping more people every single day. Together we're stronger and more prepared. That's the truth we all abide. You help us build resilience with nowhere for uncertainty to hide. Your engagement truly inspires us. Your feedback acts as a guiding light, helping us continually grow and making our channel's future bright. We're always learning, always striving to be better. Bring you the most up-to-date information, no matter the weather. Emergency Management Associates is here for you now and forever, it's true. Keep watching, keep learning, because we truly appreciate all that you do. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. God bless you. We'll see you on the other side. Have a good weekend.